Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Thursday afternoon. Hope you're well. Hope you're looking after yourselves. It's a little bit better, weather out there today. So, got some interesting stories to talk about today. We've got an update around Micky Van de Ben and his hamstring situation, as well as interest in Cristian Romero. We'll see what you think about both of those things. But I'm going to start with Micky Van de Ben because I think that's the most prevalent situation as we go through this, as we speak. So look, yeah, he got injured against Chelsea. We obviously saw that. I was at the game and, you know, it looked pretty abrupt. It looked pretty horrible. He was carried off by the two of the medical team. He couldn't even really walk on his own 2 feet. But then when you saw a picture yesterday of him at the Hotspur Way, the training complex, in his training kit, no bandages, no strapping, no crutches, nothing. And I think a lot of the fan base got really excited. He's making this like Undertaker-esque WWE style comeback where you didn't expect it, but he's here. He's fine, he's fit, he's ready to go for the weekend. Not exactly. So Matt Law put out that Tottenham hope Micky Van de Ben will not require surgery, but estimates suggest he'll be out until January at the earliest. So let's look at that as we are sitting November 9th. It's about 7-8 weeks injury, basically, okay? He had a pretty big hamstring injury when he was playing as well at Wolfsburg. He was out for 2.5 months. So they're looking at something, it's not going to be as extreme as that, but it's still pretty extreme. I think he's going to be back maybe just before January, maybe about Boxing Day. You know, I think maybe it might be 6 weeks of an injury. The fact he doesn't need surgery means it's probably not a full-on tear, because normally with little tears and things like that, you don't always need an operation. You don't always need surgery. If it's a pull, obviously it's a pull. You just kind of let it recover, loosen it out, and what have you. So it doesn't look like it's a major injury, which is at least good. And that's good for him. Regardless of Spurs, it's good for him. It's always nice not to have invasive surgery. But on this, it shows the lack of depth we have at centre. Sorry, a lack of depth at centre half. We know at Spurs we had a lack of depth at centre half. Couldn't even get that out English wise. The issue that I have, I think a lot of Spurs fans go, we should have signed centre half this summer. So you expect us to sign 10 to 12 players? It was never gonna happen. We signed 2 centre halves. We signed a keeper. We signed a centre mid in, obviously, Maddison. We signed Brennan Johnson, Alejo Veliz. We signed a lot of players, okay? We had to also get rid of a lot of players. I think a lot of fans kind of just go, bye. Come join me in the real world, because you must know that if you want to bring in players, you have to move players out the other side. You can't just have a squad of 500 players. That's not how it works. And when you've got a lot of players that are hard to shift due to many different scenarios, you know, wages, attitudes, age, injury history, it's very hard. It's not as easy as FIFA when you go, Chancellor, this guy, I've got an offer, the next time I progress my career, I like the deal, yeah, press accept, he's gone in the space of 5 minutes. That's not how it works. A lot of things go into selling a player or even loaning a player. Now, obviously, we moved off Davinson Sanchez. I know Ndombele's going out on loan. It's ropey to say the least. Obviously, Reguilon's gone out on loan to Manchester United. You know, we still have players that were out on loan last year that are still in the squad now, like your Giovanni Celso's and your Brian Hills. I always said it's going to take that summer under Ange, this January under Ange, and at least next summer under Ange, for him to feel like he's got a group of players that suit his style of play, regardless of if they've been his Poch or they've just come under Ange. He needs a group of players that can play his way of football, and he doesn't really have that just yet. So we were never going to buy 4 centre-halves this summer. It was never going to happen. We bought 1 centre-half. He's had time in the development system. He's probably going to be fast-tracked now into the first team to get even, well, basically see what we've got in Ashley Phillips. I hope we do play him. I really hope we play him and not Emerson Royale. And that's not a dig at Emerson Royale. I just want to see what we got there. But Micky Van de Ben was a big signing. He's been fantastic whilst he's been fit. It just so happens that we're going to lose him now for 6-7 weeks. But it means that, you know, come January, we need to have things in place now to say we need to get a guy in that is going to play either first team football or behind Micky Van de Ben. It's going to be important. But it looks good on the face of things that he's not too really injured. But let's talk Romero. And that's probably why a few of you maybe even joined in on this video, which I'm glad to have you, obviously. Cristian Romero put out that Tottenham's 25-year-old Argentine defender Cristian Romero is an option for Real Madrid. So first things first, Ancelotti and Real Madrid have always said they're not signing anyone in January. So it doesn't mean for January, okay? But it could mean for the summer. Because there's reports they're even ruling out signing Mbappe. Don't know about that. We shall see. But on Romero, I was thinking of the centre-halves they have at Real Madrid. I know Nacho's a little bit older. He's in his mid-30s now. They signed, obviously, Rudiger on a free from Chelsea. I was thinking, who else they even have? I can't even remember. And that's really terrible with me, because they've probably got some really class centre-halves. Other than David Alaba, I know about David Alaba. And I was thinking, he does suit Real Madrid in that style. They're like aggressive defenders, Ramos and Pepe. Tell me I'm wrong. They're like guys that can play out from the back. They can defend in space one-on-one. All these things, you think, yeah, Romero actually really, really suits him. And I want to see what you think, because I was looking at transfer market and they valued him at 60 million euros. Now, we paid pretty much about that for him, so I think it's going to cost more than 60 million euros. I think it will cost maybe about 80 million euros, so maybe about 70 million. Now, I think I have an issue with some Spurs fans. They go, God, I can't stand it, Romero diving in, da-da-da-da. But then when he does dive in and gets the ball, they're the first ones to tell you that he's world-class, he's unbelievable, he's one of the best defenders in the league. Ramos did this, and Ramos is one of the greatest defenders of all time. Pepe did this. Pepe is one of the best La Liga defenders of all time. They dive in. That's their game. They're there to try and win the ball when other defenders wouldn't stick their feet in. That's their game. They are an aggressive pusher of momentum of a team. So what you have there is what you're going to get. And, Romero has changed to a degree, but not massively. If you watch his gameplay, he's still flying into tackles. He's still flying into, confrontation with an attacker. So it's not. He's never really going to truly change. So if you do want to move him, and we say get 80 million euros, which I do think we should be looking at. We shouldn't be looking at 60 million euros. He's worth more than that. He's not even in the prime of his career. He could give at Real Madrid. I mean, if Nacho's 35, Romero could give you 10 years then. Okay. If I was looking at it and we looked at 80 million euros, would you say, okay, we'll go get his replacement with that sum of money. We go and get, maybe because I think we'll get the left centre back this year. So without him going anyway, do you do that and go, but now I want to get a striker. I want to get, maybe we'll get another right back, maybe another left back. I don't know what you want to do. A part of me thinks, be careful what you wish for with Romero, because Romero is fantastic. He's amazing. I love Romero. And yes, he makes a silly decision here and there. But he's been magnificent this year. He's led by example. He's not been petulant. He's actually been the guy to bring players away from a referee and stop them being petulant. I want to see Romero here for years to come. I do. I love Romero. I love it when I was watching the game and he was, before the sending off when I was at the Chelsea game, he was flying tackles. Everyone around was like, you could not hear a bad word about Romero. Same with Mickey, same with Pedro, Destiny. But Romero and it's funny, someone said, if that goal goes in, by the way, he doesn't get sent off. And I thought that was mental. But, it is what it is. Sometimes you play the occasion, not the game. And he'll learn from it. With the AC Milan one, he tried to win the ball because he was never catching Teo Hernandez. He was just trying to get the ball out of play to let's reset. It didn't work. It happens. Those sort of red cards, I'm not going to crucify him on. I never will. But he is top drawer. We're a better team when he's on it. We're a better team when him and Micky Van de Ben are playing together. Pedro Porro's better when he's next to him. Desido's better when those two boys are with him. So he needs to learn. He needs to be a bit scolded for it by Ange, but we don't want to take that out of his game because that's what makes him special. So, be interesting to see what Real Madrid do there, because I think that'll be for the summer onwards anyway. But guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you did enjoy it. Drop a like on the video if you did. Hit in the comment section below about Micky Van de Ben. When do you see him back? Are you happy about the situation? Give me thoughts about Mickey and what have you. And also on the Romero, would you sell him if you got 80 million euros? And what would you do with that money? I want to know what you think about that. Obviously, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Hit the bell notification for more. There is another video out later it's around Spurs' interest in some younger talent. So I'll go through a bit more of a deep dive into them and what have you. But anyway, guys, in the video, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.